Well, let's talk to Ribal Al Assad, cousin of President Assad. We've had him in the studio before. He's director of the Organisation for Democracy and Freedom in Syria and joins me now. Ribal, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon to you.
Now, it's quite some time since we spoke on this. It's several months. The situation has developed quite considerably since then. Now, these Conservative MPs are demanding that there should be a Commons vote before any arms are sent to Syrian rebels. First of all, what's your view on whether arms should be sent or not?
Well, I've been saying, for a long time that arms should not be sent to the rebels. This is very dangerous. We have seen UN reports lately, actually a few days ago, that says that the rebels have committed atrocities, killing, massacres. There was one lately, actually 3 days ago, where they have massacred Christians in Al Duwair village in the outskirts of Homs. Again, there was another UN report saying that the rebels have used chemical weapons. So this is very, very worrying, and I really wouldn't like to see that. And also, who are you going to be arming? There was another UN report from Mr. Pinheiro saying that those rebels are not seeking democracy. Most rebels are not seeking democracy. They are seeking to replace a dictatorship with theocracy. This is completely unacceptable.
What do we know about the different rebel groups? Because it seems to, I kind of agree with you. I think, well, until we know exactly who they are, there is no way that we should be sending arms to people we don't know what they're going to do with them.
Well, I can tell you, Ian, and I think the British government and other government knows very well. They know very well that the Free Syrian Army, actually the Supreme Military Council of the Free Syrian Army, is made up of Salafi groups like Sukur al-Sham, the Farouk Brigade, the Syria Martyrs, and Al-Tawhid Brigade, which are all Salafi groups. And I'm not saying that. You could go on Wikipedia and see that by yourself. You could check that. So this information is available to everyone. So they are all Salafi extremist group, jihadist group, and this is very dangerous. We certainly don't want that.
Someone said to me the other day that actually what's going on now is just an extreme version of what's gone on for 30 years, or more than that. It is a fight between Sunni and Shia. Is it as simple as that?
Sorry?
Is it as simple as that?
Yeah, I think it is, as I told you, I think it's very dangerous. I don't know where the word is going. I don't understand, how the international community could accept that. We have seen Al-Qaradawi just, a few days ago calling on jihad against all Alawites who are infidels, and more infidels than Christians and Jews. So in another word, he's saying we should wage jihad against Alawites, Christians, Jews, and everyone who he considers infidels.
Now, what about the use of chemical weapons? The French think they have categoric evidence that chemical weapons have been used. That was going to be a red line for President Obama. Is the international community not obliged to intervene once chemical weapons have been used and once that line has been crossed?
I think, to be very honest, I think both sides could have used it. Because there are proofs. People from both sides are saying that, these chemical weapons have been used. There have been 12 people who were arrested in Turkey from Al-Nusra group who had 2 kilograms of sarin gas, and nobody has said anything about it. Only the Russians have complained that, they would like to know, and actually 6 people of those 12 people have been released. So you see, there need to be, the international community needs to come together and make a real investigation of who is using these chemical weapons.
Well, the French say they've done that.
Yes, but it's one-sided. The French cannot do it on their own. The Americans have to be involved, the Russians have to be involved, the Chinese, the whole, UN Security Council.
The problem is that the Russians seem to be going their own way on this, and they're already arming the regime. If countries like Britain and France and maybe the United States start arming the rebels, what is happening is that a war is being fought by proxy. It's sort of the West versus Russia. It's a bit like going back to the days of the Cold War, isn't it?
This is actually what is happening. It's actually they are fighting a proxy war in Syria, and that's why it is, again, extremely dangerous. It has been, they're trying to push, Gulf countries are trying to push for sectarian war. They are trying to have, the opposition in Syria, they have the only opposition that has been recognized until now are the extremists, the Islamists, the Muslim Brotherhood, and others. They have ignored many other opposition groups. This is, this is what's going on, and we really don't want, as I told you, we really don't want to see, Syria has been completely destroyed. There's over 1.5 million refugees, over 100,000 dead people. Many more have disappeared. What else do they want?
Ribal, thank you very much for joining us. That's Ribal Al Assad, a cousin of President Assad, with a very interesting perspective there. It's